You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We want to chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guests. First timers on Ron Siegel Radio. Glad to have them with us. Victor De La Rosa, Diana Trujillo from the American Legion. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you with us. We love having the folks from the American Legion with us. Anytime we can honor and support our veterans, veteran causes, love it. That's what we do on Ron Siegel Radio. Good morning, Tony Jean. Glad to have you with us as well. Always like checking in to see who is joining us. And hey, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's take a look and see what are we celebrating today. I love celebrating on Ron Siegel Radio. Vitamin C Day.
It is what it is.
Jeep 4x4 Day. Well, I've got a Grand Cherokee. Does that count? I guess that's the old man version of a Jeep. National School Librarian Day. Okay, I think I understand that one. Yeah. You got to have crickets. You got to be quiet if you're in the library so they don't let me in. Let's see what else we've got here today. Walk Around Things Day. Hug a News Person Day. Depends on the news person, I guess. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Chicken Cordon Bleu Day. I like that one. I've beaten anorexia, so I can go and I'm an expert in some of these things. And National Burrito Day. Okay, here's the quiz for the day. National Burrito Day. Where are you going to get the best burritos? Do you guys have a favorite burrito spot?
I do, yeah.
Go ahead.
Los Reyes in Orange here.
Los Reyes, good spot.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Taco Mesa.
Taco Mesa. Okay. Nice. Well, you know something? I've got a couple because I am a gringo though. So I go to Rose Cafe. Makes the best breakfast burrito there is around in Corona Del Mar. So it's kind of odd going to a breakfast place, Jewish guy made by Asian individuals. Okay, but it's good. I don't care. It's good food. Although we do go frequently to, I guess I should know the name of the place in Orange. Holy cow! My sometimesers kicks in we only go there twice a week. So yes, I know, and I've told you I'm in shape. Round is a shape. So oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name. Los Cabos in Orange, not far from where you guys are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today because I can look at this and I don't have to remember. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 207 points. The S&P 500 is up 42. NASDAQ is up 177. Oil. Well, at least it's down a little bit. It's down 44 cents a barrel, $84.99 a barrel. Do we want to look because it is Friday Eve? Gasoline prices right here in the formerly Golden State, $5.20 per gallon is the average. $5.20. It just kills me. Josh, you're getting there, Josh. $4.50 right now is what the average there is in Nevada. So we know you have to take off $0.50. Are you over $4 yet, Josh? You're over $4? Okay. So I get they're trying to catch up. I know. The president told us, and I saw the Wall Street Journal this morning. There is no inflation. Now, sometimes these folks have a problem with math. So here's the math at the Wall Street. Now, this used to be a business newspaper. So they came out and they said, well, the inflation numbers are 3.2%, down from over 6%. So inflation is not a problem. And I'm thinking to myself, scratching my head. It was early this morning. I'd only had a couple of cups of coffee at that time. And I said, well, wait a second. If it was at 6 last year, over 6, and now it's at 3.2, hasn't gone down. It means over the last year, or the cumulative effect is up 9%. And then you saw there's a bird flu. So we're going to have another price increase on eggs. Maybe the guys at the Wall Street Journal don't have to go grocery shopping. I don't know what the deal is, but I think the inflation is still there. I'm not worried. And look at the gas prices now back over $5 a gallon. And we haven't even got to Memorial Day yet. So are we gonna push 6 again here in California? Probably, but at least I'm sure the president went and refilled the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Oh wait, he was probably sleeping. Somebody wake him up. He said he was going to do it when oil prices got below 70. I don't think he did it then. I don't think he's doing it now. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Did you see his the latest? We're gonna have another, at least this year for the elections. He is coming out of the basement, so that's good news. He does show up late, and I watched this one on the news this morning. It was fascinating. Again, I have no life, so I watch the news early mornings. So he's having a campaign event. Oh, that's cool, because he must mean he's going to see the people. No, it was at the White House. But he was late to his own event, an hour late. And the worst part about it is we know somebody had to wake him up for the event. How do we know they had to wake him up? Well, because he still had the markings on his face from the CPAP machine. So, those things go away after a little while. And I don't, if you need a CPAP, you need a CPAP. But the bottom line is they started the event because everybody else had other things to do. I guess the president was the only one sleeping. And that's who's running our country. I wonder if he's got Russia and China shaking in their boots right now. I don't know. You may or may not like Trump, but I hope that when I'm his age, I've got his energy. Now, I know he gets to travel in his own plane and all that kind of stuff, but that guy, I'm not sure I could keep up with his schedule. I may not like what he has to say. Love his policies, but the way he says it, not so. I just throw that out there. Let's see what else is going on in the news this morning. I know that we've got a lot happening in the markets. We've got the big day is all coming tomorrow. So if you're thinking about new mortgages or saving money, or if you're stressed, we've got all kinds of things going on in the mortgage world, in the interest rate world, the bond world. But none of it matters until we get the BS report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics tomorrow. Yes, I know you hear me say it all the time. I do believe it is a BS report. How can anybody get away with this? The average revisions to their report now, 15%. So, but the problem is the media only talks about the headlines. So when we get that report tomorrow and we know that it's going to be bogus, it's BS every single time. When we get that report tomorrow, they're going to have the jobs numbers inflated. The headlines are going to look at it. The Federal Reserve, well, my thoughts on the Federal Reserve lately.
Such an idiot.
Yeah, I know. And all of them are out there speaking about that right now. But the bottom line here is we have to live with what the Federal Reserve is doing. And they're looking at bogus data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they come up with their BS report. I mean, how do you miss a number by 15% every time? Now, yes, when I was young, that was last century, and I was on the economic forecast staff over at Chapman College. It was not a university then. If we were off by 15%, the margin of error is usually 2 to 3%. If we're off by 15, we're looking at the data and saying, where did we go wrong? How could we be off by that much and see if we can correct it? Continually off by 15%? Yeah. You got to wonder. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, boomers moving will be more like a gentle tide than a tsunami. Save money by understanding how credit card interest works. We've got the Mortgage Minute and an event coming up at the American Legion, post 132. We're going to speak about that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, and if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Hey there, friends. Wondering if now is the right time to buy a home? Or are you waiting for a bunch of foreclosures? The facts speak loud and clear. Defaults and foreclosures are down. Sure, we might be headed towards a recession. But did you know interest rates typically drop and real estate values often go up during a recession? So what are you waiting for? Higher prices or higher payments? Don't navigate these waters alone. Connect with RonSiegelRadio.com today. That's RonSiegelRadio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They don't tell us points paid, points received, APR. They tell us the number to put in to your mortgage calculator to find out what your monthly payment will be. That's the important number in my book. 30-year conforming loans yesterday, they locked at 6.874. Jumbo loans locked 7.244. FHA loans 6.68. The USDA loans 30-year, that's the rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.661. And the best loan on the market for those that earned it. You cannot apply for this loan without having earned it. That would be the VA loan. That was up a little bit yesterday, 6.401. And yes, we are the number one lending team in America for Homes for Heroes. We honor our veterans every single day with what we do. If you want our market commentary, we do put out a market commentary each and every morning as early as the data allows. Go to rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. You can sign up for that commentary. It's usually a 2 or 3 page email that I send out. And again, I only do it as early as I can get the data for that, rsrmarketminute.com. Let's see what's going on in the mortgage world, the interest rate world, the bond world right now. Start off with the S&P 500 is up 43 points. And let's take a look and see what we're looking at with the bonds. When my computer screen refreshes, it sometimes goes to sleep. It's old like me. Guess I need to replace it. Hope that no one replaces me. 10-year Treasury flat, 4.349. So call it 4.35. Mortgage-backed securities. The bond is up. When the bond goes up, interest rates go down. But it's only up 5 basis points. Not a huge amount. Nothing really serious to think about. Because as I mentioned in the opening segment, it's all about tomorrow. It's all about the BS report coming out from your Bureau of Labor Statistics. Today, we got the ISM services numbers. So earlier in the week, we got ISM manufacturing. That didn't help us. That actually hurt the bond market. But ISM services is actually 90% of the market. So what happened? It declined from 52.6 to 51.4. Miss. The market was expecting a slight gain. It's still in expansion mode. Anything over 50 means expansion. Looking at the internals, prices paid, which is the inflation component, fell sharply 5.2 points to 53.4. Services prices have fallen by 10.6 points over the last 2 months, which is the largest 2-month decline since December 2008. This index is often one of the leading indicators for PCE, the personal consumption expenditures. That's the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. Employment increased slightly from 48 to 48.5, remains in contraction. And not many people getting jobs out there. The initial jobless claims report did come out this morning. Once again, they had to revise last week's numbers, but it rose 9,000 to 221,000, while the level of firings and then initial claims remains low. This is the highest level in almost 3 months. Remember, we've still got over 40 states reporting increased unemployment numbers. Guess who's number one? Yes, it is California, 5.3% unemployment right here in the formerly Golden State. But they keep telling us that the jobs numbers are looking good. So that's the headlines. All they care about is the headlines. Maybe eventually the Federal Reserve, you know my thinking about the Federal Reserve, they're going to come up and they're going to look at some of the underlying numbers. Here's the problem with the Fed. I don't know where that came, this issue, but why is it? There's 18 members of the Federal Reserve Committee. 12 of them vote. Half the members are lawyers. Why the heck do you have lawyers doing economists' work? Right? I mean, the lawyers are, well, I don't want to go there. That's a whole different issue. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Ron Siegel Radio, where we illuminate the path to your personal financial freedom while guiding you to be an informed citizen and community champion. Today, we're excited to bring you a special episode spotlighting American Legion Post 132, an open house. We're going to talk about that. We have two distinguished guests. Victor De La Rosa and Diana Trujillo are here to discuss the importance of veteran communities, the value of the Legion, and how to get involved. Let's explore the spirit of service and the opportunities that await. When is the open house event?
It is June 23rd from 11 to 4.
June 20. So it's a little ways away.
Yeah, a little bit of ways.
You guys got a little planning to do.
Oh yeah, we're doing a lot of planning. We want to make this a really great event for everybody.
What's the purpose of the American Legion? Tell for because I didn't even know. Well, I don't know a lot about a lot of stuff, but I had no clue about the American Legion, until probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, American Legion, do you know the history of it at all?
I don't.
So the American Legion was established in 1919, right after World War I.
Okay.
Actually, in Paris, France, was the first post. So there's
Paris, France.
Yes. Right.
Wow. Okay.
There's posts all over the world, and it's just used to be you had to be serve in the military as a veteran during a time of conflict. So there are like pockets when we didn't have any conflicts. If you served during that time, you were actually eligible for the American Legion. That changed back in 2019, I think it was 2020, or might have been 2019 when Trump was the president. He changed that.
Okay, so
so now any veteran is eligible for the American Legion.
So you have to be a veteran to be a member.
Yes.
Okay.
To be a Legionnaire. We also have other groups, other families within the American Legion. We have the auxiliary, which are typically the spouses, the daughters, the granddaughters, sisters and brothers of American Legion. You can be part of the auxiliary. Then we have the sons of the American Legion, which are sons and grandsons of veterans. Then we have our riders, which are motorcycle riders you have to be a member of one of the other groups to be a rider.
Okay.
So we have 4 different families at the post, but we all consider ourselves one big family.
Like that.
Yeah. So we
So you have to have some sort of a military relation.
Yes.
So you guys are not allowing Rob Gronkowski to join because he hasn't served. We all know that.
Yeah,
by now.
but we take his support.
You'll let him do commercials for you.
Definitely,
as long as they're volunteer.
Oh yeah.
So basically, anytime you walk into a post, you know that everybody there has got some military.
Usually, you as a member, you're always you can bring guests in that from family, friends, and stuff like that. But you're responsible for your guests when they come in. At every post, and most posts you have to show your card to come in and to be allowed in. There's some posts that you have to be buzzed in to get in. So
wow.
Yeah.
So is that what's the reason for that? I should ask. I guess I'll just put it.
Well, it's a private organization.
Okay.
So it's not typically you're not open to the public. So to get in, you have to be a member.
So what do you do when you're in?
There's different things. Like at our post, of course, a lot of them will have a bar or cantina or stuff. So
gosh, I mean, maybe I'm too old to enlist, so I guess I can't get qualifications. Then I mean,
yeah,
bar and cantina. So is it like the Elks, where you go into the bar and it's really very, very attractively priced?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, you're right near the Elks Lodge, so I guess I have to go join the Elks Lodge and not the American Legion. Okay, I get it. So, so is it helping the membership? Is that the idea? Because I know that there's a lot. Unfortunately, I've done too many radio shows talking about they used to tell me it was 22. Now I hear it's 44 that are committing suicide. Is this where a lot of veterans can go and connect with one another?
So we like to try to have resources for veterans if they're in crisis or something like that. We have resources for them to talk to people. We also have a homeless veterans program at our post. So typically, if we have a veteran that is in need, we have resources to help them, and we will help them out as we can. We've helped veterans out with they needed somewhere to stay that night, so we've helped them get a room and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah. So but it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes there's veterans that will take advantage of you if you don't watch it. So you just have to.
Well, that's every part of society. But something, I've got to the point in my life, and maybe it's because I'm old, that I look at it and say, something, there is that 5 or 10% of the people that are going to take advantage.
Yeah.
But something, I've got to look out for the 90 anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do get taken advantage of, but the good outweighs the other part.
Yeah. So I've told veterans when they've come in and needed help, I've told them, look, we're going to help you right now, but you have to show me that you're going to be helping yourself. You're going to go
hand up, not a handout.
Exactly. So we want you to do the steps, follow up on the resources we give you. Make sure you're doing the stuff to get yourself out of the hole that you're in and moving up.
Well, my bet is, and I'm just speaking from the top of my head, that if you're helping somebody get a room and they're having hard times, they could probably do some volunteer work around the post and help clean or paint or fix or whatever.
Yeah, some of them will do that. Some won't. It's just with anything.
Some of everything, right?
Yeah.
But I've always been a big believer. Something I have no problem helping, but it's a two-way street. There's, we can give all kinds of handouts to people that are in need right now, but let them be the ones going and helping clean the streets and whatever else as well. So it's a whole, but that's just a different mindset. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio. We're going to continue this conversation. When we come back, we'll also talk about boomers moving will be more like a gentle tide than a tsunami. Save money by understanding how credit card interest works and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Boomers, moving will be more like a gentle tide than a tsunami. Have you heard the term silver tsunami getting tossed around lately? If so, here's what you really need to know. That phrase refers to the idea that a lot of baby boomers are going to move or downsize all at once. I hate when they put this downsize in reports. It's called right sizing. I wish they'd get the clue. And the fear is that a sudden influx of homes for sale would have a big impact on housing. That's because it would create a whole lot more competition for smaller homes, would throw off the balance of supply and demand, which ultimately would impact the home prices. But here's the thing. There are a couple of faults in that logic. Let's break them down and put your mind at ease. Not all baby boomers plan to move. For starters, plenty of baby boomers don't plan on moving at all. A study from the AARP says more than half adults age 65 and older want to stay in their homes and not move as they age. We've got a graph for you. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you're seeing a chart right now. 60% of adults age 65 expect to stay in their home as they get older. Why would they want to move? Well, maybe it's to get closer to their kids who can't afford Orange County. While it's true circumstances may change and some people who don't plan to move may realize they need to down the road, the vast majority are counting on aging in place. As for those who stay put, they'll likely modify their homes as needs change over time, and when updating their existing home won't work, some will buy a second home and keep their original one as an investment to fuel generational wealth for their loved ones. As an example from Inman explains, quote, many boomers have no desire to retire fully and take up less space. Many will modify their current home and have the wealthiest will opt to have multiple homes, unquote. Even those who do move won't do it all at once. I guess they're going to move halfway. I don't know. While not all baby boomers are looking to sell their homes and move, the ones who do won't all do it at the same time. Instead, it'll happen slowly over many years, as Freddie Mac says, quote, we forecast the tsunami will be more like a tide. I bet I'm not going to say that. Bringing a gradual exit of 9.2 million boomers by 2035, unquote. Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, says demographics are never a tsunami. The baby boomer generation is almost 2 decades of birth. That means they're going to take about 2 decades to work their way through, unquote. Bottom line, if you're stressed about a silver tsunami shaking the housing market overnight, don't be. Baby boomers will move slowly over a much longer period of time. And remember, if you are one of those baby boomers and you've got a boatload of equity in your house and you want your kids nearby, bribe them. It's pretty simple. RSRHomeselect.com, RSRHomeselect.com. Use some of that equity, as we've seen many of the families we serve do. They use some of that equity to help their kids, grandkids buy a house. Just throw that out there for you. There are strategies, and remember, strategy beats rate always. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by RSRmoney.com, RSRmoney.com. Okay, so I don't have to tell Victor and Diana that they're doing a great job, because Tony put that right there in the comments. You guys are doing a great job. Gosh, you guys have a lot of fans today.
But do we?
Kathleen says that she watched what you could.
Okay.
So I just throw that out there for you as well.
She's a ringer.
I guess she's got other. Right?
That's his wife.
Oh, you know something?
That's
my wife says the exact same thing. She's got better things to do than watch me. It definitely is not going to be listening. Just it is. Oh well. So let's continue our conversation here and about American Legion Post 132. They've got an open house coming up. So I guess whenever you do some of these events, the first thing is all of the hard work. Then you get to the fun part, which is when the about 4 o'clock, June 23rd, will probably be the fun part. But right now it's the hard part. So who gets to deal with all of the finding of the sponsors and all that kind of good stuff?
That's Diana right here.
Oh, that's all you're wearing. Okay, tell me about what you're doing there.
Well, we do work as a team. We have a good committee, but currently we split it up in who knows who has built their relationships throughout their career, So for example, Tony and Victor, they have home lending. They have our home purchasing. They have HVAC. I'm in insurance. So what are the relationships there? Then we have our partners like Park Plaza, where we built a great relationship with them. So they want to be a vendor as well.
What is Park Plaza?
Park Plaza, great question. They are senior living, and it's a very fancy senior living. It's a beautiful place, but it gives veterans and on the community other options when they're, want to like.
Where are they at? I'm getting closer to being a senior.
Right down the street in Glassell, right off the freeway near Holy Family Church.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility, but we've done some partnering stuff with them.
And they're in a business that is unbelievably misunderstood.
Yes.
So we've done some radio shows about some of the senior facilities, and most old people like me look at them and say, "Well, that's where you just go to die." And some of these facilities are really where you go to live because they've got so much to do.
They gave us a tour, and they have an amazing facility, tons of activities. They have some veterans there, so we try to get them involved with our activities. So it's a good organization.
A good match. Nice. Okay, and sponsorships? You guys don't need any money there, do you?
We do need some money. So there are definitely businesses out there. If you can be there, we love sponsorship either way. If you can't be there, but you'd like to help us out, we're going to have different levels of sponsorship: platinum, gold, silver, etc., where you will be recognized in our website, our newsletter, and at the event as well.
Nice. Okay, it's June 23rd.
June 23rd. It's a Sunday, 11 to 4.
Sunday, 11 to 4. And we actually made a link. Josh, do you have that link there? Because I forgot it. I think it's rsrlinks.com/post132. And I'll go right to the website so you can actually learn more about what they're doing at the American Legion. And I looked at their calendar. Well, you guys are busy.
We are busy.
You guys don't have no free time over there. Did I just see bingo go by on my screen here too?
Yeah, we have a bingo. It's typically on a Thursday. I think it's the third or fourth Thursday.
The third Thursday. We try to do different activities. I'm the event coordinator there. If I feel like we need to have a variety of activities, because if we can attract the different types of members, we don't expect every member to come to everything. But hey, if you come to one event, that's a win. Nice.
So tell me a little bit more about what the veterans experience, other than going to play bingo or burger night. I look at all these things: burger night, fish and chips.
It's good.
You guys got a lot of food.
We have a steak night,
taco night.
Yeah. Taco and karaoke, Ron.
Okay, nobody wants to see me singing, so I don't know about that.
Well, maybe after a few drinks you'll be all right.
it takes more than a few drinks. Poor man's dinner.
So that is on tax day.
Yeah, we're all going to be poor then.
Yeah, so we're given a spaghetti dinner for
spaghetti with some wine.
I thought it'd be like sloppy joes or something.
Yeah. But it's like for $5 or something like that. Is that?
Yeah, $5.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. I'm going to tell you yes, Victor. I'm looking. I got the notes in front of me here.
I have so much stuff that I have to go through.
I have that same problem. I got a lot of garbage going through there.
Yeah.
So we might have to put you guys on the spot here in just a minute. So, Josh, I'm going to go to a break. So I'm going to put them on the spot, and I'm going to actually give them a little bit of a heads up as to what I'm going to ask them when we come back. So I'm going to put you really on the spot here. So when we come back, I want you to give me a personal story that talks about what the American Legion and the impact it has on the lives there. So we're going to do that when we come back. I love sports stories. I fall asleep during story time, but that's a whole different issue. But we're going to ask that when we come back. We're going to also find out about saving money by understanding how credit card interest works. All that and more. Reach me anytime off air. Number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference in the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com. rsrdebtfree.com. Do you have or do you know anybody that has unsecured debts, credit card debt, private student loans, personal loans that they can't pay off in the next 3 to 4 months, 2 to 3 months? If you do, there are solutions out there. I love listening to people that talk about, oh, Ron, I've got a 3% mortgage. I've got a 4% mortgage. Yeah. And you got $50,000 in credit card debt at 29.9%, or on average at 22.84. Yes, I know the numbers. You put those in there, weighted average of your blended household interest rate comes up there somewhere in the neighborhood of 8, 9, 10%. But you want to keep it because you're happy you got a 3% mortgage. Now, I think, Josh, don't we have that one? RSR 3%, RSR 3PCT.com, rsr3pctloan.com, rsr3pctloan.com. Take a look at that. It shows you how a 3% loan will kill you because you don't take action. There are options there, rsrdebtfree.com. Let's take a look. Save money by understanding how credit card interest works. We're going to talk about that. Credit cards display their interest rates as an annual percentage rate, or APR. Your card's APRs can depend on the type of card, current market rates, and your FICO score, and the rates will determine the amount of interest that could accrue on your card's balances. 4 important things to remember. Credit card APRs do not include fees, like a $99 a year fee, that might be, or $39, whatever. Your account could have several APRs. The APR you pay if you've got a cash advance, the APR on merchandise, the APR on balance transfers. Promotions can temporarily lower your APR. Missing payments can lead to a penalty APR. Knowing how much interest might accrue on your card is important if you're considering paying off a purchase over time, but there are also ways to use credit cards without paying any interest. When you pay and don't pay interest, one of the most important things to remember about credit card interest is it only accrues on your purchases when you revolve a balance. Don't forget, if you want to pay your credit cards off the right way for FICO scoring purposes, rsrccpayment.com, rsrccpayment.com. And yes, even if you pay off your credit cards in full every month, 95% of you are paying them the wrong way for FICO scoring purposes. Go to rsrccpayment.com. I'll explain it all to you right there. Purchases often have a grace period. Most credit cards offer a grace period on purchases, meaning your purchases won't accrue interest between the end of your billing cycle and when your payment is due. However, you only receive the grace period if you pay your bill in full each month. In other words, your purchases won't accrue any interest if you always pay your entire balance. Balance transfers and cash advances do not have grace periods. Balance transfers and cash advances generally start to accrue interest immediately. People often use promotional balance transfers offers to move debt from credit cards with high APRs to one that offers a lower APR. Don't get caught in the trap. I hear this all the time. Well, Ron, I got a balance transfer, so I'm not paying any interest for the next 18 months. Two issues. Number one, you didn't close the credit card before that, which is good, helps your FICO score. But a lot of people, they transfer the balance to the new card. They have no payments for the 18 months. Oh, yeah, they forgot to pay it. Now they get back interest. Or they build up the debt on the prior card because, hey, I got a zero balance and I can go shopping today for something that I don't need. Big problem right there. We see it all the time. It's amazing how many times I've helped people get out of debt only to talk to them a year or two later and they're right back where they started from. Hate that, but I can only lead you to water. I can't make you drink anything there. That is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com. rsrdebtfree.com. We are going to continue our conversation. Victor De La Rosa, Diana Trujillo, American Legion, Post 132. They are here. We're chatting about their open house that's coming up June 23rd, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. I guess I should be talking about where it's at.
143 South Lemon.
143 South Lemon.
In the city of Orange.
Okay, so that's right over by the Circle?
It is, right off the Circle there.
We love the Circle.
Yeah. We walk out and do stuff in the Circle quite often. So,
do they still have that Wednesday night flag lowering?
They do it. I believe it's once a month now.
Oh, once a month.
Yeah, they don't do it every Wednesday like they were before. But
I didn't know if they were doing it since the motorcycle decided to take out the fountain or whatever that was.
Yep.
They've had 2 car accidents in there.
2 of them.
Yeah, one went through the fountain. So the fountain, they were planning on doing work on the fountain anyways. So it just kind of sped it up. So now they're still working on it.
And still working on it.
Yeah. And then another car went through there and flipped over, and that was pretty horrific.
Ew, not exciting there. People got to watch what they're doing. It's a little crazy there. So, story time on Ron Siegel Radio. I'm gonna hit each. Tell me a some kind of a story that talks about the American Legion, how the Legion can impact lives. Why don't you go ahead, Victor? You start off.
Well, for me,
you're the boss, man. I mean, you got the commander.
Yes, I'm the
commander.
I'm the commander at the post right
okay.
now. So my 4th year.
I bet your wife doesn't say that though.
she's actually the boss.
That's right. Okay, so you've been married a while then. I know. I'm almost 37 years into a life sentence, so I know who the boss is too.
So I served in the military, and for me,
thank you.
I made a lot of friends there that I talked to. And joining the American Legion just helped me get back and meet a lot of people that are have the same experiences and that I could connect with. So,
I've heard that being someone who did not serve in the military, I can have a conversation with somebody who did serve. I've got a lot of friends that did, but we don't understand.
No,
we have no clue what what you guys have seen and experienced, and most of the people that I've come across, they're not really looking to share that.
Yeah,
Other than with one
yeah,
another.
Typically, veterans can talk to other veterans, but they can't talk to anybody else.
Right.
And you'll talk to people, but
it's superficial.
Yes. Yeah. Veterans understand each other more than anybody else. So
They kind of understand all the facts of what you've gone through in service, as well as what you go through now.
Yeah.
Right. We don't understand the things that. I mean, I had an uncle that had served, I think, in World War II. And he said still at night, when he passed away, when he was in his, I think, early 80s, something like that. And he said he still wake up startled. And, if there's a loud sound in the middle of the night, he's reaching for a weapon, not for what's going on. And this is
even a lot of veterans, the 4th of July affects a lot of veterans too, the loud noises and the fireworks, they can't deal with it. So.
Something I never thought of that, Victor, because I did, I was on the committee for the 4th of July celebrations in Anaheim Hills for many, many years. And one of the displays that we had there was we always had a display for the Gold Star families, but they always closed up and they were gone before the fireworks started.
Yeah.
So, something, you may have it better now, because in a lot of areas, I even noticed, I think coming up at Angel Stadium, they're getting rid of sometimes fireworks, and they're doing drones. So they're gonna have like 800 drones there doing the show instead of the fireworks. Might make a little bit more settling.
Yeah,
because I'm sure, knowing where the Legion is, and you probably can watch fireworks at the stadium all the time.
It was there or Disneyland.
There, Disneyland. You get them both.
That's
Okay, Diana, what's yours? What's your story there?
Well, as you mentioned, Ron, that if you haven't served, you don't know. And I just remember, especially as an adult, when my father was still alive, at family functions or going out, telling me, that we'd hear the same stories over and over. And you're like, yeah, I remember that. And, you laugh, and it's just sharing stuff, and they're embedded in my brain. But when I got involved with the American Legion 3 years ago, I didn't know. I just felt like I know my father better now, because even though he's passed away, I've met other veterans, and you just start to hear their stories. And I feel like it helped me learn more about my father and become a part. And I serve on behalf of his memory. It makes me just, want to give back. I wish I'd known sooner, but I feel like, wow, I get that he could only share certain things, but not everything. And other veterans have helped me realize more that my dad did while he served.
So you're continuing that legacy.
Yes.
That's wonderful. One of the things I've learned over the years of doing the radio show, which is when I really got most involved with chatting with a lot of veterans in a deeper manner, was one of the biggest shortcomings of veterans is never wanting help themselves. So one of the things I constantly remember is, if you don't need some help, bring a friend, bring a fellow veteran to the post, because they might, right? And they're not going to ask either. So if you are a veteran, if you know a veteran, love a veteran, right, bring them, because even though they may not say they need help, they may not say their struggles, when they go to a place like this, which is a home for veterans, there's other people that understand what's going on. So thank you guys for what you're doing. It's really, we appreciate. Obviously, Victor, thank you for your service. What branch?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So thank you for your service. I say on our program all the time, doing a conservative radio show, if it wasn't for the men and women of the military, I couldn't do what I do, because you guys are the ones out there giving us that freedom. And we need to remember that. And one of the things I push all the time is, however you decide to vote, do two things. Number one, get yourself educated. And then there's men and women who gave their lives so we get the right to vote in this country. So get your butt out there after you study and vote. I don't care which way you vote. Well, I do, but go and vote, make your decision based on education, not just based on a letter, a D or an R. Make that decision based on being educated, because there are people that gave their lives for that. So remember, again, I'm going to tell you, June 23rd, 11 to 4. Who do they call if they want to do a sponsorship or participate How does that happen right now? Because we only got about a minute left.
They can call me. They can call me directly. My number is on the website, on
Okay.
our American Legion website. We also have an email there, which comes to me as well, and we would love to have them.
So are we trying to say here that Victor has the title of commander and you do all the work? Is that what we're saying here, Diana?
He tells me what to do, and then the finance officer writes the checks. I'm like, this is what we need. No.
Okay. So, if you're appreciative of veterans, go and help. All you have to do is go to rsrlinks.com/post132, rsrlinks.com/post132. Do what you can do. Help a veteran. If you can't show up for the open house, okay, send a check. It'll represent you as well as, maybe not quite as well as you being there, but send a check, help our veterans, do everything you can. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak out items that affect your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.